Welcome to the Salvation Army Women and Children's Emergency Shelter. Your stay here in the shelter is based on your behavior in the shelter. Your stay will be determined on a weekly basis by the staff and the director on how well you follow the guidelines, attend mandatory meetings, keep appointments, and meet your housing and employment goals. If you are not doing the things that you are asked and or expected to do, extensions will not be granted. You are responsible for keeping track of your exit date and the requesting of extensions. Please note your room code, and your code to the front door, and do not give these to anyone. Also note the contact information. Mail will not be delivered to our physical address. When you exit the shelter, you must do a change of address at the post office. Please make sure that you mark the change of address as an individual and not as a family. Otherwise, you will receive all the mail that the shelter receives. You will also need to contact all of the places of business, school, work, etc. that you receive mail from, because the post office does not forward all mail. Requirements. You will be required to meet with the shelter director within the first 3 business days of your stay. Staff will let you know when he is ready to meet with you. However, it is your responsibility to make sure you are available to meet with him. You will continue to meet with him periodically to share your progress. You will also need to speak with homeless coordinators from the Black Hawk Grundy Mental Health Center and People's Community Health Clinic. If they set up further appointments for you, you need to keep them. Weekly goals: 5 employment contacts per week, 5 housing contacts per week. Mandatory meetings. You must attend unless excused by staff. Unexcused absences could lead to a written warning. Cell phones are not allowed during these classes. Nutrition and exercise at 5 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. Housing 101 at 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Wake-up time is 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Everyone must be getting up, out of bed, and ready for the day. Room inspections will also be performed at this time. Staff will check to make sure your rooms are clean and belongings are organized. All women without children must be gone from 9 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Women with children must be gone during the day when their children are absent from the shelter. These hours are for job and housing searches. If you have nowhere to go, you may go to the Cedar Valley Hospitality House located at 1003 Mulberry Street, and their phone number is 234-1311. Curfew: 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Lights out, quiet time is 11 p.m. Saturday through Thursday. You are not allowed to go in and out of your room after this time unless it is to use the restroom. If you work past curfew time, you have 1 hour past your scheduled end time to return to the shelter. You must provide staff with a copy of your schedule within 24 hours of entering the shelter. If at any time you cannot return by curfew, you must call and talk to staff. This may not excuse your tardiness, but failure to notify staff will get you exited. If no staff is available, you must leave a message on the answering machine. We will not accept messages from other clients. Once you return for curfew, you are unable to leave the shelter property until sunrise. All overnight passes need to be approved by the shelter staff. It is your responsibility to have your request in by 3 p.m. on the night you are requesting to be out. Parking. All clients must park in the back row. Smoking. You need to be 50 feet away from the door before you may light your cigarette. A smoker shelter is provided for your use. All cigarettes must be put out and thrown away in the designated cans. Do not put other trash, including empty packs, inside these cans. Chores. Daily chores. All clients will be assigned chores that need to be completed daily. Chores must be done between 8 and 10 p.m. and the chore chart initialed by 10 p.m. Chores need to be checked again in the morning and maintained throughout the day. If you're going to be gone or unable to complete your chore, you must find someone to do it for you. Please check the chore chart daily, as chores can change as clients change. If you have any questions about any of the chores, please see the explanation sheet on the bulletin board or ask staff. Chores are not considered completed until chore is done and the chore chart is initialed. Laundry. The laundry room is locked at all times, so you must see staff to do laundry. Laundry days are assigned Monday through Friday along with the time of the day. On your day, you must do your laundry and the shelter laundry, and it must be completed while staff is on duty. If you want to do laundry any other time than what you are scheduled, you must see staff. Blankets, sheets, pillows, towels, and washcloths are provided at check-in. You are responsible for using them, washing them, and returning them on your exit day. No additional items will be given. You need to wash and reuse the ones you have. Please return these things to staff upon your exit. Any laundry left in the laundry room will be turned over to donations after 3 days. Our washers and dryers are energy efficient, eco-friendly units that use less water and much less detergent. Therefore, they only require a small amount of detergent per load. Overfilling can ruin the motor. Failure to use the machines properly may be grounds for termination of your stay. Bathroom. You will be given assigned days to clean the entire bathroom. You must also clean out the shower every time you or your children use it. You must clean up any other messes you or your children leave in any bathroom you use. Garage. Please spend 10 to 20 minutes a day cleaning and organizing the garage. Kitchen. The kitchen is only open during certain hours. Make your plans accordingly. Do not use anything with a name marked on it. All food belongings to you must have your name written on it. Do not write your name on shelter food. All leftovers must be covered and have a name and date written on them. Leftovers will only be kept for 3 days. Anything without a name and date will be tossed. There can be no metal cans in the refrigerator. All dishes must be washed, dried, and put away immediately after use. All spills and messes must be cleaned up. All trash must be thrown away. The trash will be taken out by whoever is assigned that chore. However, if they are absent, it will be taken out by the other clients. Cardboard boxes should be broken down and put in the garbage. You must stay in the kitchen while cooking. Do not leave food unattended in the oven, microwave, or on the stove. All children must be supervised by a parent, guardian, while in the kitchen. All meals must be eaten in the kitchen. No food or drink in the living room. You may take a drink with you to bed, but there should be no dirty dishes left in the bedrooms. There can be no food or drink in the bedrooms that will cause a mess, bugs, or a smell. Please do not attempt to defrost or clean the freezers in the garage. If something is needed, come to staff. Do not bring carts back from Hy-Vee or Kmart. This can be considered theft. Children. Children of all ages are to be supervised by a parent or babysitter at all times. All school-aged children will need to be registered and attend school. It is a federal law that school-aged children must attend school and that the school system will provide transportation to and from school. Please contact the bus barn right away. If you are home schooling your children, then you need to provide verification. If you choose to have another client babysit your children, a babysitting contract must be filled out. All children under the age of 18 must be in the bedrooms by 9 p.m. every night. Children are not allowed in the phone room and should never answer the phone or use the computer. Clients who cannot control the behavior of their children may be asked to leave the shelter. There will be no running in the hallways or jumping on the furniture. Fire safety. In the case of a fire, please go to the closest exit that is clear of any fire and/or obstructions that may cause you harm and proceed to the outside of the building. Once outside, please meet in the smoking patio. Do not return inside until instructed by shelter staff, police, or firemen. Do not leave electric devices such as curling irons plugged in when you are not using them. Candles and incense cannot be burned anywhere in the building. All doors must be closed at all times, and no one may sleep on the couches in the living room at any time. No space heaters on the shelter premises. Vandalism. Besides the personal belongings of the residents, everything here belongs to the Salvation Army. If you choose to purposefully cause damage to any property, whether the Salvation Army's or any other resident's property, you will be exited. Depending on the situation, we may contact law enforcement. Contraband. While a client at the shelter, you may not use and/or possess any drugs or alcohol. We have the right to ask you to leave if we suspect that you have been using. We have the right to ask you to take a drug test or breathalyzer for any reason at any time. Refusal to submit to these tests will lead to an immediate exit. We and/or law enforcement have the right to search your things at any time. All prescription drugs, as well as over-the-counter drugs that are used on a daily basis, must be registered with shelter staff. You may not possess weapons of any kind on the shelter premises. Confidentiality and security. All identities and activities of the clients are confidential and should not be discussed with anyone. For this reason, visitors are only allowed in the shelter with permission of the staff. Anyone that is here to give you a ride or drop off items may only stay 15 minutes. There will be no visiting in the parking lot or in the smoking shelter. All staff should be answering the door. Only staff should be answering the door. If there is no staff available, there is to be no one let in the shelter unless otherwise advised. No exceptions. There will be no stealing of any kind and no fighting of any kind. Please come to staff if you have any problems. If there is no staff on duty and you feel you're in danger, you may contact police dispatch at 319-291-2515. If it is an actual emergency, please call 911. Any parties involved in fighting or stealing will be exited immediately. Donations. Donated items that can be used in the shelter must be kept for the shelter. This includes, but not limited to, the following: bed, bath, linens, pillows, kitchen items, hygiene items, etc. Please wait until they have been carried in and set out before searching through them. You may only take items for yourself and any children that are staying with you at the shelter. Please keep donations neat and organized. Any large furniture and or electronic items will be given to clients who are in need of them and are moving into their own place. Hygiene. Please try to keep good hygiene by showering daily and keeping your clothes clean. We have a limited supply of hygiene products, feminine products, and other daily necessities that we can supply if there is no income. For those of you that have income, we ask that you purchase these things for yourself. Illness. If at any time you are feeling sick, you will need to see a doctor as soon as possible. In this type of community, housing germs can travel fast, and we don't want everyone sick. If you do not have a doctor, please notify staff, and we will try to make an appointment at People's Clinic. Miscellaneous rules. Please do not use strong sprays, aerosols, or perfumes. Some people are allergic or sensitive to these smells, and this may cause health issues. Regardless of your sexual preference, there will be no sexual activity or public displays of affection in or on the shelter premises. Phone usage. You are more than welcome to use the phone, but because it is also a business phone, we ask that you limit your calls to 10 minutes. There will be no incoming calls to the business phone between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7:30 a.m. unless it is an emergency. Your cell may be used at any time in areas where you are not bothering other clients, phone room, computer room, outside. If you need to use the phone and someone is on it, please be courteous by politely letting them know that you need it and then waiting for them to finish. If someone is abusing phone privileges, please let staff know and we will take care of it. Only staff is to answer the phone unless there is no staff on duty. If you take a message for another client, please be sure that the message is given to the correct person in a timely manner. Any messages taken by staff will be put in your room or given to you personally. If staff is busy in the office with someone or on the phone, please wait until they are done to speak with them. We are not responsible for anything that is lost, stolen, or damaged during your stay at the shelter, including vehicles. We do have Wi-Fi available to the clients. Please see staff for the password. Exit information. On your exit day, you will need to make sure your room is clean and your bed and bath linens are taken to the laundry room. If the washer and dryer are available, please at least start your linens. If they are not available, please leave them in the laundry room for them to be done with shelter laundry. If you fail to clean your room before you leave, you will put on at least a 6-month waiting list before you can return to the shelter. We are not responsible for any personal belongings that you leave in the shelter when you exit. Any items left here for more than 3 days will become property of the Salvation Army. You will only be allowed to pick up your things when staff is on duty. When you exit the shelter, you will need to sign your outtake papers and give staff a forwarding address to send your mail to. We will hold mail for 1 week, and then all mail will be marked Return to Sender if no address is given. When you exit the shelter, you will be put on a waiting list of 3, 6, or 12 months before you can return to stay again. No matter what, it will be at least 3 months. The staff and shelter director will determine this by how you follow the guidelines, the length of your stay, and how many times you have been in the shelter within 1 year. If at any time you are asked to leave the shelter for any reason and you refuse, we will call the Waterloo Police Department and they will escort you off the premises. If this happens, you will be added to our ban list and unable to ever return to the shelter. If you are arrested while you are a client at the shelter, you may possibly be exited. The staff and shelter director will discuss the matter and make a decision based on the facts of the arrest. You will be written up if you cannot follow these rules. You will be given 2 write-ups, and on the 3rd write-up, you will be asked to leave the shelter immediately. The staff will use their discretion on write-ups and may not be specific to only the rules and guidelines listed here. In some situations, you may be asked to leave immediately without prior warning or write-ups. If at any time you feel that you are being treated unfairly by staff or another resident, you are welcome to file a grievance.